Hey guys, Tony here. Here in this live video, I did predict the game to end in 13 minutes live at the moment as I was watching the NLCS. Even though the Brewers didn't score in the top of the 13th inning, I still thought the game would end at the bottom of the 13th inning, and at that moment I was expecting the Dodgers to win, and here they did. So that preview of Game 5, even though I thought the Brewers were a sure thing to win, to send it to a 1-3 deficit for LA, I still noted how number 13 was going to be very significant for the series and how we've seen it turn out for Game 5 as it actually happened. So an experience of gematria where you see it in practice, out in play, but certain factors I try to account for when you predict don't turn out to be true. That's what happened with that game. So here, for Game 6 and Game 7, I'm going to predict the Milwaukee Brewers to come back and win the series because it is comeback that equals 53. And it is, let's see, the Red Sox, or the Boston Red Sox. It is Boston Red Sox that equals 53. So I think the Brewers are going to come back and play against the Red Sox in the NFL. I am predicting this to be the year of the comeback, and the National Football League is comeback that equals 53. So that's what's happening in this Milwaukee series. Don't be surprised to see the football Rams against the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs as well. See an LA, Wisconsin narrative play out. But Matt Albers, relief pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers, is a very important player to note because, number one, he's born in Houston, Texas. That was the site of the defending World Series champion for today, the Houston Astros. He was born in Houston, and he used to play for the Boston Red Sox, and he could end up playing against his former team again in the World Series, Matt Albers. And here in gematria, I want you to see that Matt Albers equals 30. The reason why 30 is significant, it is because I am going to predict the Dodgers once again to go 30 full seasons without making the playoffs or winning the World Series, because they did reach the World Series last year, so they only played in one. They ended that World Series drought like they haven't won in ages, ever since 1988. And at some point, I am expecting the Dodgers to win, but once again, I think it's going to be the Yankees and the Dodgers for 2019. I think we have to see one small market team in the World Series and one big market team in there, like LA was in there last year, Houston was in there. Maybe we see Milwaukee in there this year, and Christian Yelich, a rising star in Major League Baseball, against big market Boston Red Sox. And then we do see that big mega World Series matchup between two blue bloods of baseball, the Yankees and the Dodgers. So the Brewers would win the series 4-3. I think that lines up with Matt Albers' number 43, but it is Craig Counsell's brilliant move. That's the reason why he may end up win the World Series with his chess match game. He pulls Wade Miley out of the game early on, and it was clearly a tactical decision, since the leadoff man was a left-handed batter. So he thought, hey, I can gain momentum in this game by getting the leadoff batter out and heading in and getting a scoreless inning here to start off the game, to get through that tough part of the Dodgers lineup with a higher probability by winning the lefty-lefty matchup. And the rest of the lineup was composed of right-handed batters. So this was brilliant strategy. This was purely brilliant. And even though the Brewers failed to win this game, they still take it back to Milwaukee, and one Game 6 victory would really make the Brewers a likely prospect to reach the World Series. And Wade Miley, only throwing 5 pitches, still gets to start that top part of the Brewer rotation, and seeing the Milwaukee crowd just ignite the Brewers lineup. And we're seeing the home team do that so far in the NLCS. And that's, I think, what's going to happen here. Is Craig Counsell's brilliant chess match is going to pay off. Clayton Kershaw already pitches. And this could be a matter of pitcher selection. Almost like in the World Series, when he didn't put Clayton Kershaw in there 3 times. That was a failure. But, of course, it all happened for a reason. Because of the whole Hurricane Harvey and the whole Sports Illustrated cover ordeal. Wade Miley, number 38. It is Craig that makes this pivotal decision. Craig equals 38. Counsell equals 29. He keeps the Dodgers from winning the World Series. You know, you just never know if the gang out there or the grand architect out there is designing all this up through Freemasonry. It's Craig Counsell. Freemasonry happened to both equal 139. And then you see that the Brewers won 96 regular season games this year. The fact that knowledge and Freemason equal 96. But get this as well. The amount of time from Craig Counsell's birthday to the start of the World Series is 2 months and 3 days. Begins on the 23rd day. The Super Bowl is on 2-3. Remember that Boston Red Sox and gematria equals 53. So this is all starting to line up with the small market, big market thing for baseball to maximize the fan interest of the game. And just maybe, the Dodgers end a 31-year World Series drought in a year in which Milwaukee would play the Red Sox. Boston and Red Sox both equal 85. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Brewers won 96 games. I think it has a lot to do with Craig Counsell and the knowledge of what's to come. Knowledge equals 96 as well. Win number 72, as you see, for Wade Miley against the Dodgers. Just going up here to the gematria calculator. Is Dodgers, that equals 72. So it's really starting to line up here. And you know, for Dave Roberts, I think after 129 full years is when he's going to win the World Series. And at 130th year, and then the Dodgers play in their 131st season, coming off of a championship. So that can very easily happen. Remember, the Dodgers lost to Houston in the World Series. Houston equals 31. I'm thinking that they win the World Series after 31 years. Their last appearance was against Houston. And then, you know, of course, in gematria, we have 65 American League winners. New York Yankees equals 65 prior American League teams to win the World Series, but it is Empire that equals 66. In 39, it is 2019 that adds up to 39. So I think the Yankees are going to be the next American League team to win the World Series. That's why I have to go with the National League. It is the Brewers' 49th season. They become the 49th National League team to win the World Series. Once again, I did have the Packers winning in the NFC. Paul Ryan is Speaker of the House right now. All part of the riddle of what may come politically when you think about the states involved and who are the key leaders of this country. So once again, I'm going to go with the Brewers comeback here. A comeback for playing the Red Sox. That is the key thing to take away, but it is Craig Counsell that is going to play a very impactful role in this National League Championship Series.